from the Akron Beacon Journal from the year 1974. Local pros testing device, newest hit among bowlers. With few exceptions, Rick Davis has every one of the 128 Professional Women Bowlers Association members competing in the $50,000 Akron Savings and Loan Classic at Colonial Village Lanes, clamoring at his pro shop door. The reason? Davis, day manager at the Waterloo Road Bowling Center, has constructed a bowling ball resiliency tester which tells quite a tale. Used with a durometer, which measures the hardness of an object, the tester clearly defines the striking capability of a bowling ball once released onto a lane by a bowler. The test in its entirety determines the degree of resiliency as well as the degree of hardness of bowling balls, Davis said. And although many people think otherwise, bowling ball resiliency and hardness are not the same. Resiliency, according to Davis, means how much a bowling ball will bounce or deflect when it hits the lanes upon release, and how much it will deflect again upon hitting the pins. Hardness tests simply tell how hard an object is. There is a general correlation between the two, but they are not exactly the same. And the difference is of major importance to bowlers, Davis said. Many of them can't believe the results of the test, and neither could I when I first witnessed it. Davis's tester spawned from an idea produced during a discussion of bowling ball testers with Sam Baca of the Professional Bowlers Association. Is a gadget made of a 1/4-inch scrap metal, approximately 12 inches in height, a short length of thin wire cable, and a 1-inch diameter steel ball bearing. Of course, the durometer need only be pressed into the bowling ball to measure surface hardness of the ball. When the bowling ball is placed on the tester and the ball bearing swung in a pendulum motion and strikes the ball, the resiliency test is in progress. The bounces the ball bearing makes striking the ball indicates deflection. The durometer tells me hardness, Davis said. Therefore, if a bowling ball measures to a 6 hardness on a durometer and counts, say, 60 bounces, then it can be assumed that any other bowling ball undergoing tests will prove out to nearly the same ratio of resiliency and hardness. Naturally, Davis gets a lot of curious sightseers who are not interested so much in the durometer part of the overall test as they are in seeing the ball bearing strike the bowling ball and counting the number of bounces. Cheryl Kominski, one of the 128 professionals, Tuesday brought in a half dozen or so bowling balls and said, "Come on, Rick, let's see how many bounces each of these balls have in them." I get lots of people like that who are curious. Cheryl, though, really did become interested in test results later. Many of the professionals have had bowling balls drilled by Davis after observing the tester. Pat Costello of Union, California, was stunned by results of tests on her ball and immediately had another drilled. Her bowling ball tested out to resiliency and hardness almost completely opposite what she thought it was, Davis said. And later, she said she was quite glad she'd had the ball tested. Before he settled on the present list of materials used in the tester, Davis used several combinations. "I briefly thought of using a glass marble before deciding on the ball bearing," he said. "Then it dawned on me that the marble could break in the middle of a test." Davis experimented with string before using wire cable, but the cotton string allowed for too much of an erratic swing arc. He also experimented with various heights, fluctuating the target area of the ball bearing against the side of the bowling ball. "At present, the ball bearing strikes the bowling ball slightly above the center line," Davis said. "I may experiment further with that." Can the bowling novice conduct a test on the tester? Sure. Just about anyone can bounce that ball bearing off the side of a bowling ball, Davis said. All that's really required is that a person be able to count fast once the bounces get smaller and come more frequently.